My name is Dr. Joshua Work, and I'm a graduate of the first cohort in the doctoral program.
My name is Ashley McCormick, and I am a doctoral candidate in cohort 6 of the Doctorate of Organizational Leadership program.
My name is Richard Seal, and I am currently a member of the Magnificent Seven, Cohort 7 in the Doctorate of Organizational Leadership program here at Hood College.
I'm a graduate of the doctoral program, and I'm happy to call myself Dr. James Jansen.
My name is Tracy Pettis-Jones, and I am in my 3rd year in the DOL program, Doctoral of Organizational Leadership program.
My name is Yusuf Aboulinine, and I am a doctoral candidate here at Hood College, pursuing my doctorate in organizational leadership.
My name is Darnell Billups. I just completed the doctoral program in organizational leadership.
I'm Dr. Nisha Manikot, and I'm the director of the doctoral program in organizational leadership at Hood College.
My military background was I served in the United States Marine Corps Reserve for over 10 years. I was a 0341 Mortarman and got out as a sergeant.
So I decided to join after I had my bachelor's degree, and I enlisted as a medical lab technician, and I actually ended up working in hospital settings and also research settings.
I spent 6 years in active duty with the United States Air Force. This happened, 9/11 happened while I was in college, so as soon as I finished my undergrad, I decided that it was something that I wanted to pursue and something that I wanted to do, so I ended up enlisting and spending 6 years in the Air Force.
I am a former Army Reserve soldier. Was deployed in 2001 for Operation Iraqi Freedom, and continued touring back and forth till 2004, and then I was separated from the military in 2008.
I've been in the United States military, precisely the United States Navy, for 28 years. And I retired actually in January 1st of 2022.
So my military experience started at the Naval Academy. I graduated there in 2009, and after that I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps as a Marine Corps officer. I was a communications Marine, so I deployed to Afghanistan twice, and then after my time in my deployments, I actually went and taught new communications officers and communications Marines in California.
We've had many veterans in our doctoral program, and we are very proud of our veterans in the program.
Hood is able to kind of fall in line right away and help the veteran get situated and get their finances straight. I think the second thing is that it's a cohort style model, and that reminded me of having that camaraderie and trust in a small group where I spent years with them going through this program.
Veterans bring some amazing skills into the doctoral program. They come with self-discipline, and this is so important for the doctoral studies. They come bringing in persistence, and through this persistence, they are able to achieve their goals. They also bring in a certain rigor in the way in which they approach their studies. And for the kind of rigor that we have in the doctoral program, this is so important.
One of the things that I noticed about Hood College is that they have a very open atmosphere. You really understand that the teachers and the program are committed to your success, and they're committed to helping you learn. And I really like being able to work in an environment where I feel comfortable and that I feel like I'm going to succeed.
The biggest thing that I learned in the military and being a veteran was, working with my team, working with my, in this case, working with my classmates to really get over these difficult objectives and keep going, keep moving forward.
Because the doctoral program works in cohorts, it kind of reminds me of the military platoons where we're all united and together. You have your squad leader, you have your platoon leaders, and that's the same way in the classroom. We have our our leaders who cheer you on to make sure you get what's necessary, and assignments that we're all up to date. So the cohort is like a platoon. We support each other to make sure that everyone stays on track and continue with the doctoral program.
I felt prepared being a veteran for the doctoral program by having that flexibility and resilience and adaptability and singular focus built into me from my military days. And that has allowed me to overcome, I think the biggest fear was really just submitting the application to start. Getting past that and realizing that I belong in this program here among my peers. And now I'm ready for the academic rigors, which force you to be mentally flexible and be able to tolerate a lot of stress and have to balance your personal life, your professional life, and now your academic life.
For me, Hood College was a means to actually transition to civilian life as well, after being on active duty for 28 years. It was part of my transition plan. So I urge you to maybe consider that, if you will.
The cohort as a whole benefits from having these veterans in the class, because when they bring this kind of discipline that I was talking about, it really brings the whole cohort forward in terms of the assignments they do, in terms of sticking with the deadline for their dissertation, and so on. For example, I know that in cohort 5, one of our veterans, Darnell Billups, how he would keep the whole class on task with saying, we need to achieve this. Let's make sure we complete this. And he had this quality about him where he would check in with other students to see where they are and help them.
Going through a doctoral program, it takes a lot of discipline. There's long hours, so you really have to make sure you're balancing your research, but then also balancing the classes that you are required to do. And then on top of that, I have a family and I also have work. So those experiences in the military directly translated to making me able to get through the program.
I think one of the most memorable experiences within the doctoral program at Hood was when you finally get approval through something called the IRB, the Institutional Review Board. And that's basically saying that all of your work that you've done, conceptualizing your theories and the work that you want to do and study, someone outside of your committee agrees that, hey, this makes sense. And when you got approval for your study to move forward through IRB, it was a very cool experience because it's when you could finally start doing your research study.
I would say it is a Saturday program, so you do have an opportunity to still work, and not many doctoral programs allow that. You show up and you interact with your cohort, and your cohort's pretty tight because you're all doing the assignments together. You're helping each other, you're calling each other, you're spending your Saturdays editing each other's papers, talking through ideas. And I don't think you really get that in an online program. And it gives you a space to turn on, like, okay, now I'm doing my schoolwork, because this is a dedication, this is a commitment, this is a lot of work. It really is, but it's, if you're driven to do it, I think it's worth going for.